Welcome, nerds. Today we're going to be talking about Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. And I want to intro this a little bit by introducing my friend Brandy because she recommended this book to me and gave me no preface. She was just like, hey, this is a great read. I really enjoyed it. It's like a dark romance. And I mean, while I had read some dark romance, I had not quite read anything this dark. So I had thoughts for Brandy when it was over. So we're really excited to bring this to you today. Brandy, if you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I loved my intro to this book was Lindsay saying, hey, this was awful. I think something's wrong with Brandy. I need you to read this book.
Yes. And she did. And then she loved it. So,
I did love it, actually.
I wasn't expecting you to like it though.
Oh, yeah.
But like now that you like the I Will Break You and all that, so I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is a little milder than the other one.
Yeah, I've been on a dark journey.
yes, you
And it's
do.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, I like some dark stuff. I just have some problems with this, but we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's talk about spice level. What did you think, Courtney?
Okay, so this one's this is like aggressive spicy.
Yes.
So I don't know how I feel about that. It's almost northern. So, I mean, I guess like, I'm trying to think if there was anything more spicy. I'm going to probably give this one a 5, not because of the frequency of the spice, which was definitely there, but when it was there, it was intense.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it maybe wasn't as frequent as some other books, it was still frequent enough that it was high, and when it happened, it was, I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but okay, so I'm giving it a 5.
5. All right, what you giving it, Brandy?
I'll say a 5 too.
Okay, I'm definitely giving it a 5. Just on pure
Non-consensual.
what
Aggression?
WTF was this? Yes. It was a lot. It was very
Okay.
aggressive. So if we're going to talk about that, I would like to get right into the first scene.
Wait.
No, I know.
Trauma level.
We're going to do trauma level in just a second. I want to talk about this with spice level because people have to understand where I'm coming from. I am reading this book. I am going into it. Okay, there's a stalker vibe going on here. It's a little weird. She has a few encounters. He cuts a guy's hands off. Fine. Then he gets his first real encounter with her, and he penetrates her with a weapon, with a gun. And in my mind, I could not make sense of this because there are parts of a gun, and it seems so uncomfortable. Me and Brandy had just an out-and-out fight about this because she was like, this totally would work. I'm like,
Well, it's
absolutely
just the sight.
not.
It's the sight.
The sight?
That's what.
Yeah, but it just depends on like how fast, how slow. Like it just depends.
Is it a square gun? Is it a round gun? Does it have
But
sharp
I don't
edges?
feel like he's like jamming it. Like
I don't know,
I
but
don't think
it
it
makes me
matters.
think of the Jacob's ladder. Honestly, I think that's
Yeah.
part of why I got like. Don't get me wrong. I was uncomfortable with the scene, but I was like, I did have the same thought. I was worried about the sight. I'm like, what does the sight on this weapon look like? That's the piece that would really be problematic. But I was like, well, I think the barbell, was it him or Zero? Somebody had a Jacob's ladder, a barbell. Like, I'm like, that never feels good.
So yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
giving this 5 problematic spice stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 problematic chili peppers. That's what we're giving it. This is a very specific spice level for me. So now we can talk about trauma level. Courtney, where are you at with the trauma?
So we're doing Haunting Adeline today, and we're going to do Hunting in a different one because this one was not as traumatic for me. I'm probably only going to, say a 3 because there was still the component where they talk about sex trafficking. There's some questionable consent happening, so that's the problem. But yeah, overall, I didn't find there wasn't like some crazy backstory. There wasn't anything that really made me like cry. A few cringe moments, but nothing out of the norm for the dark romance.
All right, Brandy.
I'll probably say like a 3.5. Only because yes, it was not consensual, but like she enjoyed it. Like she lived off of it.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Go ahead. Listen, I'm going to build off of that. Trauma level for me is very different because we are talking about dubious consent. I don't feel like this is dubious consent. There was dubious consent and I will break you, I will mend you. In this, there is no consent. He had no idea what she liked. And he was like, you're going to like this. And eventually she did every time. I will give her that.
Yeah.
But no.
Just no.
Just no for me, because it was so forced with everything. And then she's like, oh yeah, I like to be scared, I'm into this, but like, girl, no, stop. This is so
like her
toxic.
though.
It's so toxic.
Yeah.
And for me, this was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I am giving this trauma level 5. Okay, I was traumatized. Yes, the next book I was traumatized in a completely different way, where it was like
Yeah, that one was.
this was, I was traumatized like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Could you get consent?
Yeah, like, could you be a
Just
little,
one question.
just like, hey, are you cool with this? You know, like nothing. And she's not into it in the beginning. Every time she is not, but then she's like, oh, okay, but like that's not okay for me.
Yeah.
On a lot of levels, but I get why people like it.
Well, her internal dialogue is conflicted too.
It is.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of why, like, I was like, I'll go on this journey with you. I mean, in real life, I always want full consent.
Yes.
Let's just go on record, fully enthusiastically given. Not adopting it as just like, you could tell where the writer was going with this. Is like, you know, and then I felt like it was, I was more upset about the aggressiveness.
Yes.
Because, like, I just don't like that. I mean, flirting with dubious consent, okay, I'm gonna keep reading. But, like, I was like, oh, the choking scene with the violence of the oral, like, I don't know. I'm not saying I was into the spice. I really did like the plot behind the spice.
Right.
The spice was a little cringe for me, but not to the point where it was more, I don't know what this says about me. I'm more upset about the fucking ribbons in gold. Like, I'm still like...
I can't deal. I can't deal. Okay, no, that's valid. That's your problem.
Sorry. All right, give me less,
Yeah.
ladies. What did you want to see more of in this book? What did you want to see less of?
Okay, I'm gonna go first this time.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to see more consent.
Yeah,
I want to see him be just nice to her sometimes. I want to see more of his backstory, which I felt like I didn't get enough of to understand why he is so unhinged. You get some of it, and I get why he's doing what he's doing, because he is a serial unaliver and like a hacker for like these awful pedophile rings and child murderers. And yes, it does give him the whole like, you know, vibe of like, I am a good guy, but like he's not, and he says it the whole time, and she does not listen to him.
No,
but in a way, he is a good guy because he is trying to like stop sex trafficking. He is killing like bad guys.
He is also not getting consent, and
but she likes it.
Unaliving. Okay.
I would agree. I would have loved a little bit more clear, or even more, like you said, it actually being dubious consent. I would have appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with him, so like, I agree, more consent, I would take it. I would have taken a little bit less violence. Like, you can have a hot, passionate, obsessive thing without like, I mean, and like, again, maybe she did like that, but it's just.
But this book without the gratuitously aggressive sex would have not been as good, because that's what people are here for.
Well, that's not what I was here for, though. I'm like a little bit of the plot. I'm not upset about it, but it's like, I know you could have taken a little less of it. I still would have been here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, HD, I still would have been here for that. A little less, but I see your point.
Yes.
I see your point. But you know what I did actually? My issue with him was not, because I agree with Brandy. I was like, he had a heart. You could tell when he interacted with some of the kids he saved. Like, he was a good guy. My issue with him was like, I felt like he leaned so far into I'm a bad man just to be able to do some extra shitty things. Like, you didn't have to be so cruel. You didn't have to be so aggressive. You could have balanced the dominance and like, I'm not a good human, I will unalive anybody. Yeah. With, you know.
I think that's part of me, like forcing him or helping him do the more bad things. Like, he had to convince himself that he was that person.
It's like, just be okay that you're kind of a good guy. You don't have to lean into like, I'm so horrible just to justify when I really do want to do crappy things. Yeah. I don't know. It's like it was almost too much. Like,
you know what I was missing here in this book was just a tiny bit of humor. I needed him to give me something like, be like, you know, laugh at yourself, laugh at something else. Like, I talk to everybody about this book. I do think everyone should read it, even though I didn't like it. There's one funny line in both books, and I won't talk about it till the second book, but like that's what I was missing. It's like I needed a little bit of romance or humor or something. It was just like a ride on 10.
Let's be more personal.
I thought Daya was a little bit of a comic. Like the relationship between the two female characters, I think, added a hint of that.
Yeah.
And then I told you my favorite line in this whole book was his when he's saying, and this is, I guess, I don't know if humorous is even the right word, but when the guy who ends up getting his hand cut off is out on the porch, like puffing his chest, like he's gonna go try to find who knocked on the door and run out into the woods. He like lingers on the porch for a while looking around, and when he finally comes down the porch to try and like fight with Zaid or find him, he's like, oh, he finally develops a vagina and charged down the steps. That forever in my heart, I was like, yes. Yes. I was like, that's right. It's not balls, it's a vagina, because they're so much stronger. That's what it takes. So like, I did appreciate. I feel like the author put that in there for the ladies.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we don't get enough
This
credit.
was written for women. Yes.
Yeah, but I agree overall. He wasn't he was so serious. Like grumpy. He was grumpy.
Yeah.
She's not Sunshine, but he was
Yeah, and that's the thing. It wasn't Grumpy Sunshine. It was like grumpy, a little less grumpy.
Yeah.
You know, like she was
grumpy defiant.
So let's get into the characters, because I really want to get into this, and I feel like we have to talk about Adeline first. And I'm going to tell you that I had serious problems with Adeline. As a female main character, she sees this man and she's like, oh, he's attractive. And I would like for everybody to take a moment to think that if he was ugly, would this book have been worth it? If he was an ugly dude who was stalking her, if he was an ugly dude who like was not getting consent and doing all this stuff with her, if he was some ugly dude who was just unaliving people, this book would be a completely different book. Okay, but he is absolutely gorgeous.
You can't go off personality
but that's the whole
at this
romance vibe. These male main characters get away with it because they're ungodly endowed and they're just gorgeous.
6'4",
But even with the description of like the eye and the heterochromatic eyes and the scar, and I'm like, is he? I need to see a picture of him.
But for Adeline,
I wasn't vibing it, honestly.
No, for Adeline to say that like she knows she's getting stalked and she is, she does go to 911. I will give her that. She does call the police. The police. He winds up he's a hacker, so he deletes all these reports, right? Yeah. But outside of that, she is taunting him.
She is. She likes it.
Yeah, she knows that he can see her. He's been in her house. I mean, to the point she should have been alarmed. Girl, she didn't want to leave her house, but like seriously, this man sent you hands and you were like, yeah, I guess he really does like me. Like on some level.
There's your dubious consent.
I guess that's where the dubious consent is, because I felt like she could have done more. I felt like, I get the whole stalker vibe and people are into this, but her as a character more than Zayden, really I didn't like. Yeah, because of how she handles everything, and the fact that she does get so into this, it gave me the ick. I was like, girl, no.
Yeah. See, I didn't have that problem.
No.
I was fine with it.
I was like, he loves her.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, she was like a little whiny at times, but then defiant. I guess my only real issue with her is I'm like, it would have made reading easier for me if she didn't have so much internal conflict. It's like, we all know you want this. Yeah. Can we just get there, be okay with who we are?
Because you're making me not okay with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, you're confusing all of us. Let's just accept. We know we have a weird kink. That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. No,
so,
she didn't bother me.
Well, we all have our opinions. Yeah. So let's talk about Zaid. And I have less problems with Zaid because he doesn't have an internal conflict. He is just like, this is who I am, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you're going to like it. You're going to like it. There's no, like, you're not going to like it, because you're going to like it. Yeah. And, good for him, props. He is grumpy. He doesn't give me a comedic break. He don't give me anything except for aggressive, super, I'm on a mission, and his mission is either saving children or trying to just take over Adeline's body in every way, shape, and form.
I mean, you say you don't have a problem with him, but Lindsay, what you just described sounds like you don't like this.
It's because he's upfront. He's upfront about who he is, and she's like, "Oh, stalker, like I'm gonna tease you and stuff," and he's like, "Don't tease me, or I'm gonna unalive somebody." Right. And you know what? He unalives somebody. He does. So, props to him for that. Yeah. I don't know. What do y'all think of Zaid?
I mean, I like him. Like, from the jump, He like proved to her who he was. He was loyal. He wanted a future with her. He promised he wasn't gonna kill her. So that's a plus.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, he did.
Pleasured her.
Oh.
He's just a great all-around man.
I'm so happy you like this.
I mean, he's a little intense. He definitely wasn't my favorite MMC of all time. But yeah, I mean, I thought he was like a little too lean into the grump and like so hardcore look at her and lose your eyeballs. I'm like, or maybe we just break a leg or a finger. I mean, you know, that bit was like a little over the top for me. But other than that, again, yeah, I'm with Brandy. No major issues to the point where it made me question, do I want a stalker? No, but do I want somebody
like
just
a safe
unabashedly
stalker.
going to like kill anybody that upsets me?
Yeah, you don't have to like kill nobody for me, but like...
I mean, maybe a finger, a broken bone.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I mean, it made us question.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you know, it was written well to a point, and he had a good story arc with the whole I'm a hacker and I save children, and you know, and that brings us into what happens with him and Adeline and how she finds her grandmother's diary, and there's that whole second story, right?
Yeah, so there's like I would say kind of like three main things happening in these books. Is their romance, which feels like an improper romance. Their cat and mouse duet. The whole Zaid's mission as Z, and then him fighting the society to try and stop or, you know, minimize child trafficking and harm to women and children. And then there's that piece about her grandmother's diary. So you kind of have like all of these woven in together throughout the book.
Yes.
Which makes it really, I think, interesting and gives it some depth that maybe it wouldn't have had if it was just him, you know, unabashedly stalking her.
Yeah, there's only so much you could go
having
from
sex
there.
with her. So you needed these other subplots to really give the story its depth and allow us the sequel. But yeah, the grandmother's piece, okay, so I think her finding her grandmother's diary, finding out her grandmother also had a stalker, and it came in like a very similar way where he would just like creepy stand and stare. Like I think it helped her accept more of what was happening between them.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, this whole book, she thinks that he killed her grandmother.
She sure does, and she's still all in.
She's still all
maybe
in.
we have to question, and I think Adeline herself questions her own sanity.
She does.
She does.
Yes.
But she's also, I think that's why she's secretly hunting so hard to find out what happened, because she assumes it was the stalker. But if she ever really believed that, I don't know that she would have gone all in on trying to solve the murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that ties into the whole Zaid trying to take down the society and this sex trafficking rings, you know, they murder. The part of this is the senator, right? Mm-hmm. And as she is going through her grandmother's diary, she realizes that the senator has something to do with her grandmother's death. So they converge on their two investigations, and and that, you know, that plays into the end of this book too.
Yeah. When that's when you really start, I would argue, at that point, I don't know what she's saying, but there's consent, because they basically are together in real life. They decide to go investigate this together, and they're, I mean, dating maybe is it's like they go from like we're not dating, we're just working together to like we're all in.
Yeah.
So somewhere between the last third of the book, this shift happens.
Because he told her that like she didn't have a choice. We're going to.
But
be
he
there.
also
So
did
maybe
promise he wasn't going to kill her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did. Oh, thank you. Sorry for not murdering me, so that I'll be with you.
You know what?
Yeah, but he wants a family, he wants
Aloha.
kids, he wants all of that with her.
Okay, let's be very real. She didn't have a choice.
I mean, at this point, no.
She did accept it, and she decided that it was for her. But he like just come out and we're gonna be together.
I know. I wonder though if she had actually not wanted it and like hardcore was like.
If she was like absolutely not,
and like tried to go stay at her friend Daya's house, tried to leave, you know, like I wonder. I don't know.
He would not have let her go.
No.
I am here to tell you, absolutely not.
No.
That's
She's gonna be his hostage
okay, all right.
at some
That's
point.
probably fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So I also think though we need to talk about Sybil because she is just fun. You want a little comedic relief.
I did like
really
Sybil. I did.
Just kooky, like you know, she was comedic relief, creepy, but unhinged.
I mean, when they first introduced her in the book, and you're at this carnival, and she's just like this unhinged character, just saying wild things, got this creepy mask on, I totally thought that he was gonna have to kill her.
Yeah.
But then you find out that like she's actually helping because she unalives a lot of people.
She sure does.
At when they get to this carnival, because everything kind of converges there with the society, with her investigation. Her and her friend are there just to go to some haunted houses and be at the carnival. But like everybody winds up in the same place. And she finds, is that when Zayd finds out there's a mark on her head?
No, so I think Zayd already knew there was a mark on her head. So the society, you find out at some point in the book, shortly after her and Mark meet in person accidentally at that restaurant, that they're targeting her.
Yeah.
And there's a mark on her head. But then when he
they
claims
took a photo
her,
of her.
Yes.
Yeah.
when he claims her, that's when she becomes that much more valuable to the society. And so it's at this haunted house is kind of like one of the final scenes before the end of the book where they're going to take her. It's Sybil who ends up intervening.
Yeah.
And then her and Zayd end up working together after the very spicy scene.
It is their first
the
scene where they
mirrors.
actually go all the way, which just seems crazy to say because they've done so many really wild sexual things up until this point. But there is a scene in the House of Mirrors that I didn't hate.
No.
You know, it is something to be listened to. H.D. Carlton has a way of putting together these smut scenes that completely unhinged. But at the end, you're like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't hate
You did.
I hated the gun scene. I hated the violent blowjob.
Yeah.
I didn't hate so much the House of Mirrors scene.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Well, after the House of Mirrors scene, that's what I'm saying. She's really like
she's into
there's
it.
consent after that one, so then it became a little bit more palatable. But I just like the aesthetic of all the mirrors.
Yes.
Like, it was really.
I will tell you, up until this point in the book, I thought, I'm going to finish this book. I'm not reading the second one.
Well,
I was like, I'm going to finish this book. So I finished it, and then at the end, she gets taken by the society. She is on her way. Her friend calls her. She's in dire circumstances. She needs help. So she is rushing over to her friend Dia's house. She gets in a car accident, really horrific. They actually take her out of the car, put her in a van, and drive off. And Zayd has no idea where she is.
Yeah.
He knows that something has happened. He can't find her. End of book.
Yeah.
I had to read the next one. I had to. I actually called Brandy and I was like, I don't want to read the next one, but now I have to know what happens because I have trauma bonded to this bitch who I don't really like. But I have to know if she's okay. And then they drug me through the mud on the second book. We're going to do another podcast about that one. But the end got me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Brandy is really into traumatizing me. It's like her favorite thing.
All right, so what's your overall, if you're having to give this one a rating, what's your overall rating for this book?
As much as all of me wants to give it a really terrible rating, by the end of it, I was into it. Even though I tell people, hey, you should read it, I didn't like it. I on some level liked it. By the end, I will give it 3 stars. It's the best I can do.
3?
3.
Tripping.
Yeah.
What
So
are you
what's
giving
yours,
it?
Brandy?
A 5.
Yeah. I'm going to go 4 because I did really enjoy it, but there's others that I would reserve my 5-star for.
Yeah.
But I did really enjoy it more than I thought I would. When you said you hated it, I was scared and I'm like, oh, I'm into this. Let's see
But
what
now I
happens.
know that you're unhinged too.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
listen, I discovered this about myself just in the last few months. Like 2026 has been revealing for me and what I like and
I
don't
never would have guessed that you would have been
No.
into this dark romance stuff.
Girl, me either.
It's a great ride.
Now I'm like, I was like, can I even read Ellie Hazelwood again? I was like, is it going to be too soft? I loved her. I don't know. Little palate cleanse.
I gotta bring you a Blue Alien book.
Yeah, you
because
gotta bring the Blue
yes, that's
Alien.
gonna palate cleanse for you.
Yeah.
I'm telling
I
you.
do have another dark one though.
Yeah.
That you didn't like either.
Another wreck.
Oh, is it under your
Which
scars?
No.
Mm.
Shallow River. I think it was by H.G. Carlton too.
Which one? Was
Remember
it?
she was like, because the guy was like blatantly like disrespecting her and talking shit.
Yeah. I'm just not an H.G. Carlton. It's not for me.
Well, this is the only thing I've ever read by H.G. Carlton.
It
And like I
is.
said, I did like it.
Shallow River, H.G.
Okay.
Carlton.
Well, I will say it. So I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll check it out just to see because if the consent got way more less. I'm not into. I don't like when there's like absolutely no consent.
There
like
was
even
no consent for the first half of this
like
book.
she was flirting with him. Like she was like. It's not like in the second half of like I Will Mend You when she gets taken and that like absolutely no consent. Like that's no consent. This is maybe not dubious. Not no. It's somewhere.
Yeah, this
on
one's
the
way
spectrum.
milder than I Will Break You.
Yes.
Like way milder.
Yeah, but I like Zero so much.
Oh my
better.
god, I love Zero.
Yeah.
He's like forever.
But like the things he does compared to Zayn.
Well, but I do agree with Lindsay. Like,
But she had written down the consent of everything she
but
wanted
that's
to
what
do.
she thought it wasn't real. So is it
Yeah.
feel enthusiastic? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
But it's different than like in the
So it's
second
okay for a
half.
ghost to do these things to you, but not a real
She
person.
had previously agreed to do all these things. They had talked
You
about
can
it for
withdraw
forever.
consent at any time.
She was
Lindsay.
already in love with him by the time that he had come around.
Okay, all the cognitive distortions that we make
could do
ourselves
this.
okay with whatever.
We could do this all
Yeah.
day, yes.
Okay.
So we will do one on the second book, which I have so many more thoughts on, and how I mean, when I was reading this, I was talking to Courtney about how the second book I didn't want to read anymore, but I had trauma bonded to this girl, and I needed to know that she was going to be okay, and it took almost the whole book
for her to be
so
okay.
I just finished it. But yes, I do recommend everyone read this because I want us all to be traumatized.
Yeah,
and talk about it, and it's great. It's a great discussion, and I really want to thank Brandy for coming in today.
Thank you, Brandy.
This was a really fun podcast we did today, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.